I believe that decriminalisation is essential because I believe people who use drugs and who are caught in possession of drugs should not be prosecuted and receive criminal records. We don't do it for alcohol. Why? Because alcohol is legal, but the principle is the same. So I believe that people who are criminalised are stigmatised, their prospects are blunted, and having a criminal record has far-reaching consequences for people in terms of getting on with their life and their careers. When people are in fear of the law in terms of admitting that they are using drugs, they are also worried, and we see this an awful lot, they're also worried about the might of the law. I'll give you an example of when this happens. When somebody is in a house and there's an overdose, there have been cases where people have not rung the ambulance for the life-saving intervention. Everybody should have naloxone, that's another story, to be able to reverse overdoses and help reverse overdoses. And I've seen situations where people have died simply because at an overdose, oftentimes there might be guards coming and they're worried about getting prosecuted. That is appalling. That wouldn't happen in any other medical emergency. Some people think, particularly people in my own profession, that if you make it prohibited, then it's out of sight, out of mind. That we've only known prohibition in terms of psychoactive drugs other than alcohol and tobacco. So that hasn't clearly worked. Drugs are popular, people like to use them, and not only should they not be prosecuted, they shouldn't be persecuted. If people are criminalised, they are in fear. When you're in fear, you don't look for help because you are worried that that very action of being using drugs and the fear of the law will keep people away from services. If we're going to do decrim, what do I think it should look like? I believe it should be decrim without any stipulations. Agree on the amount and allow people to be able to use that amount and not get prosecuted. My own personal, position on this is I think we need to start looking towards regulated markets for things, because there will be a time, probably not in my lifetime, that we'll look back on this whole prohibition thing about what we're wasting our time. The sands of time will tell us this is unpoliceable, it is costing money, it is costing lives, and it is disproportionately affecting those who are living on the margins. Decriminalisation is very, very important, because I think people who use drugs use them for pleasure. It is a personal choice, and I don't see why they should be criminalised and receive a conviction for simply doing something they find pleasurable. I absolutely agree that people with addiction problems, people who are socially marginalised, and all that entails need help and support. But it isn't just about the drug use. The problem with our drug laws is they disproportionately affect those who are living on the margins.